Oh, hello, everybody, and welcome. Great to see you all. Glad you guys are here tonight, folks. I was at the dentist today. I had a lot of time to do some thinking. I was always also watching Married with Children. I had a thought in my head of some things that's been itching in my brain, bothering me for a while. And guess what happened when I put the two of them together? That's right, folks. Thanks for joining us tonight for our special feature, A Guide to Tanking Your Channel. That's right. And we're going to explain about how that works in just a second. But in the meantime, it is great to have you all in here. Thank you for coming. And if you guys can hit the like button, tweet it out. It really does make a world of difference, folks. A world of difference.
Yeah, it's some crabby mood today in Puša Studios house here. Andrew was at the dentist today. I'm going to the dentist tomorrow. So we're kind of all down. Yeah. So instead of bottling it up, decided to share it with you. It's not contagious, by the way. Maybe just a good kind of contagious. We'll see. Well, welcome, hello and welcome here. And if you're new, don't go anywhere. We're going to let you know what we're talking about. Don't be scared.
Right.
We don't bite. Usually. And this is our Monday night live stream where usually we pick a theme for you discuss with you. Something new, something old, something blue. It's Blue Monday today.
Oh, you're still finding a way to tie that in. I was wondering how you were going to do it. So I was wondering how you were going to get that in.
I'm wearing blue, and I completely forgot that we have blue background, and therefore I'm completely fading into the background.
That's right. You're dressed for the color of the day. I'm dressed for the soreness you feel.
No, but you can't see. See, I'm literally just fading into the background.
Oh, I didn't even know you were there for a second.
Yeah, well, that's
right.
what I'm
Oh
talking
my God,
about.
Xenia's here. Look who just showed up. She was so
there you go. That's what
right.
we're going to be talking about.
All blue. I thought I was talking to the wall for the last 20 seconds.
Hope you enjoyed our thumbnail and give fun on community posts as well as social media. Now, for those of you that have been in this channel for a while, you know what is coming. Okay, let's welcome everybody here. Hello, how are you? Drunkings and Darwin, good morning. That's an early morning for you. How are you? The Popcorn Kid is here. Thank you so much. Landshark Picker fading into the background in that step and one into the guide. You'll have to stick around to know the answer to that one.
That's right. And I just did the test, guys. It's 4 minutes into it, and the video's still full monetization. The live stream's still full monetization. Go figure. Tanks like guns and stuff? Oh, firing off a round, we'll say. We'll just leave it at that. Viewed this, Tony. How are you right now? That's right.
Miss Roller Sarah, I hope I pronounced it right. Thank you so much for joining us again. Welcome back. Graceful Spirit and Rays here. We are a mess. How are you doing? The Star Travelers finally found a few minutes to catch you live. Is that Jace? Oh, TriStar Travelers. Oh my God.
Hello. Good to see you. It has been a minute. Good to see you.
Yeah, my goodness. How have you been? Life's been busy. Good to see you. Welcome back here. My goodness. It has been so many amazing channels from old times coming back here.
I was wondering why my knees were buckling. There we go. That feels better. And tonight is all about comfort, folks. That's right. It's all about comfort. And if you're not sure how this show is going to go, I think you already got a feel of it. There's going to be a lot of ranting and a lot of innuendos and all that good stuff that you've come to love with us.
What? What?
Oh my God, she's doing another 1970s crossover in that. What does that happen to mean? Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I'm listening. In you what?
Why do I feel like I'm on Red Skeleton all of a sudden? Lucky Beach Slots, thank you for breaking this awkward moment with a super chat. Cannot thank you enough. I should be super chatting you right now at this moment, to be perfectly honest. Thank you so much. Oh, give me that. I swear to God, it's going to drag on and on.
It's a prop that is very necessary.
It's an awful prop. It does. Once you're using it to blow your nose, like to pretend blow your nose. Oh, okay, there you go. See? Oh, look. She has toilet paper with her. Did you really just snort the camera?
Yeah, I did it on purpose.
Very nice.
Well, everything goes today. That's basically the message.
Yeah, this is helping everything work out perfectly. In the meantime, folks, if you stomached all this so far and you're still here, A, thank you very much. B, if you could hit the like button, tweet out and see if there's more people that can handle it as well, we would greatly appreciate it. It's great to have you all in here. It's going to be a great talk tonight, guys. covering some things. I'm going to try a little reverse psychology. That's what we were talking about. So, it most certainly is not Jenny O'Brien. It's most certainly not. No.
By the way, thank you so much to Lucky Beach Slots for the super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you. I wonder if they do have a super sticker with themed stickers on there. I wonder. Maybe you guys can find one. Beaches.
And I noticed that we've been holding at 59 for the last 4 minutes, even though new people are coming in and saying hi. I figured we would attract an interesting crowd tonight, so I'll ask you guys to. Don't worry about that part. We still got lots of great people in here. Just if you guys can keep your eye out for anybody who might have a little bit of ill intentions in here, shall we say. And if they do, zap them, folks. Zap them. We got your backs. Oh, my God. There you go. Lucky Beach Slots coming up. Answering the
Super
call.
sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat. Thank you so much for the themed emoji of the day. Thank you so much for that super sticker, super chat. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so very much for that. Lucky Beach Slots, you are amazing. Thank you so much. Each and every one of you guys are amazing. It's great to have you all in here. We're going to give you guys a rock star welcome in just a second. Don't forget about your selfies as well. Love to see you guys. A selfie of you watching us. You can't do that. A selfie of you. Upload to Twitter. Just make sure to use the hashtag Blue Wrench Group so us and everyone can find you. And we'll put a couple on our community posts after the stream is over. We had some great looking photos last night, folks. Some great looking YouTube peeps up there. Let's see where we are here. There you go. There you go, guys. And we're going to put a couple more up tonight. So make sure to get yours in. And the algorithm loves when people share your channel, guys. It does. Any kind of interaction is good interaction like that, except for too many dislikes. That's a misconception, just as a side note. Misconception seems to be around 40%. But nonetheless, folks, there you go. So get yours in. We'd love to see you. If you want to put your pet or stuff like that, feel free. Feel free. We'd love to see what you got to offer.
By the way, Computer Chick is keeping Tylenol this time.
Is what?
He's keeping the Tylenol. She's not passing it over to you this time. So.
Oh, God.
Just saying.
Oh.
Yeah.
I could kind of use it today, to be honest. It was a long session at the dentist this morning. Good to see all you folks in here. Hope you had a great day. It's a pleasure to have you all in. Let's do a little hello, shall we? Let's catch who is in here already.
Yeah, I know you are just itching to get to the theme today.
That's right, folks. I want to give a great big hello to Wilder Scotland in the house. We got White Tiger Unplugged. We are M&S in the house, folks. Viewed This is with us. Tony's here. TriStar Travelers. It's so great to have you in here. It's been forever. The Weird Desk US is in the house. It's jumping like popcorn again. Funny I should say that because right after that is the Popcorn Kid is here, folks. We have the Mile High Guy in the house. The Midnight Raven is here. We have the Gambler After Dark. There's the man. As well as Terrell's Artwork Channel. Our very first Blue Wrench we ever had, folks. We got Sparky Jones in the house. We got Scrapping Irish in the house. We got Relaxation TV in the house. We have Poetically Yours in the house. We have Pixel P Alive in the house. Philip Riggins, what's going on? Hope all's well in the house. We got it jumping all over the place. We got Patricia Norwood's Hobbies and Reborns in the house. Nomad Unbroken Live is in the house. You heard me right, folks. He is in the house. My Non-Traditional Life is in the house. We have Miss Full Roller Sierra in the house. We have MFCP Woodworking here with us, folks. We have Ma Truth and M Bass Fishing. Welcome. We have Lucky Beach Slots in the house. We got Lottery of Life here, folks. Land Shark Picker. What an amazing guy. It's great to see you. I know it's been a little bit. Always a pleasure to have you in. John T. Cash is in the house, guys. That's right. Morrissey's Art and Crafts Design Studio. Welcome to you. We got Jenny O'Brien with us, folks. That's right. We got Izzy Fam with us. We got Haley Family. Welcome. Grimes Finds, the channel on the fly, is in with us, guys. He is rocking and rolling. We got Graceful Spirit and Ray in the house. We got Getting Shape, Feeling Great in the house. Great channel, too. We have Game and Rubik's Liam in the house. We have Extra Step CEO with us, folks. We have Eating Grapes in the house. We have Drone Kings in Darwin. Good day to you, my friend. And Douglas Fairchild is in the house. He is back in action. Good to see you, Dougie. We have Diamond Paint with Diamond Dave in the house. Hey, good to see you. It's been a while. We have Danny Santos Rosario in the house. We have Cursira Last. I hope I'm pronouncing it properly. Welcome. We have Computer Chick in the house. We have Chuck Food Reviews and more in the house. We have Chef RJ Soul Food and more Edwards. We have Celia's Chronicles in the house. We have Bruni Kitty in the house. We have Brian Apple Pie in the house. We have Bougie Boy 2001 in the house. We have Bluegrass Picker in the house. We have AU Pack Mule. Good to see you. It's been a long time. In the house. We have Alpha One Studio. Welcome. We have 54 Punchy and 3B Video and a lot coming in. I see Jim's in the house. Video College Show. Hope you are more on the mend since the last time we spoke. I hope all is well. Ornob as well. Laurie of Life. Guys, anybody I missed, just highlight our name and say hi so we can give you a great big hello as well. Like Brian went fishing. Great to see you. Cassandra's Life in Albuquerque. How are you? I love that name, by the way. I love that channel name. That is so awesome.
Tony refuses say, thank you to Kseni, although he obviously knows it's me talking in the chat while you are calling people out. But nevertheless,
that's okay.
Welcome.
That's
welcome.
Just proper. I'm fine with it.
Miss Andrew.
There you go.
Can we call him like that?
There you go.
Hope you feel better. 3B Video. Hello, how are you? How are you doing? Eating grapes here. Posh Cats Camping. Hello, how are you doing? Matt Ruth NMB Fishing Diamonds. Paint with Diamond Dave is here. Hello and welcome back here. And yes, another Brian. Haley family. Hello.
There we go, folks. We got it. There we go. Let's call it 13 minutes into it. And we are limited monetization. There you go. Let's request a review, shall we? Yes, yes, yes. There you go. Oh, it's good to be home. It's good to be home. There you go.
And yeah, and he's taking a bath, so that's understandable. That's why. Thank you, Andrew. Damon.
Enjoy.
I know.
Enjoy.
I'm just teasing him. He still can't walk. Poor thing. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's been through a lot lately.
My non-traditional life is here. Hello, how are you? Sparky Jones from all across the oceans. Midnight Rant. Yes, that is coming up here. Water Scotland. Hello, how are you doing? Say hello in the chat if we missed you. How are you doing? How is your Monday? How is your day off, by the way? If you are in the United States, you're enjoying a day off today. Yes.
Oh, we get limited all the time when we talk about the platform and everything else and that. It just seems like that's a common day scenario for us. So, yeah. And once again, anybody in here that doesn't know, it's not because we're, oh my God, we're going to lose our AdSense money and go broke. No, we would have to be getting a lot more views than we're getting to even consider that as a problem. The thing is that it's the push. So if you guys can help us out and help us get more word out by hitting the like button, tweeting it out, that can really override YouTube not giving us much of a push. So we greatly appreciate it.
And yes, today is Martin Luther King Day. By the way, I realized that we share a birthday. It's actually on 15th of January. Yeah, so,
yep.
And it's not, I always thought it was celebrated on the day, but it's not. It's on 15th till 21st. So, happy Martin Luther King Day.
Yes, definitely.
There you go. Yeah, lots of information today. We'll follow.
I don't know where she's going. She's just snaking all through everything, so I'm just trying to keep up. So, good luck to you all. If you feel a little lost, welcome to my life. Welcome to my world. Glad you got to meet my wife, but she's a great person nonetheless.
Lucky Beach Lots, yes, we agree, but nevertheless, that's what happens. AI at hand. Wilder Scotland, good to see you. And yes, it's always on a Monday. There you go. And Paid Jackpots, hello, how are you? Nomad and Broken Live. Fernanda sucked.
Yeah, exactly. The kids just won't eat today, that's all. I think we're gonna get by without the AdSense. Yeah.
Texas Rider, hello, how are you? How are you doing? Meme 42 is here as well. MFCP Woodworking, tell wife to come and watch so she doesn't distract you. RCT Tags, hello, how are you doing? Relaxation TV is here. Hello, how are you? We are in the house, by the way. Drunkies and Darwin's running to get some milk, and somebody ate my cake yesterday, so you better show up and tell me who was it. So just FYI.
Joe Z is in the house. How are you? Good to see you. Joe Z, of course, was the first one that ever sent us a message on YouTube, our first YouTube interaction.
Yes.
I can still see it sitting there, the old message style. Remember, YouTube had it was like a bad knockoff.
In the olden days.
In the olden days, way back when, back in the day, way back in 2018.
Fish brain. I never heard of this. Fish brain.
Basto boys, how are you? Good to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Case of the Mondays. Oh, you came to the right place, my friend. The right place. I started mine off with a 2.5-hour visit to a dentist, thinking about YouTube and life and all in general, and then came home still with my lip all trying to talk. So I laid down and watched Married with Children for a while. And with all that said, here's my inspiration, folks. There you go. And of course, that's right. So we should have something to keep everybody amused. We are going to be covering some big topics, guys. Some big topics. That's right. Nice and warm here. Farmall Fanatic says, boom, is in the house. That's right. There's the Man of Grow all Friday. Right now, guys, we are up here digging our way out of snow and more snow and freezing ass cold all at the same time. But don't pull the chain. Not too late, Drone King. Too late. I like that. I like that Haley family. Yeah, oh crap. That's right. Oh my gosh, my last major dentist visit left me permanently numb on the right side of my mouth. Oh dear God.
Oh my God. Yeah, don't scare me. I have another one. Yeah, I have mine tomorrow. So yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna be crabby. I'm crabby because I have a toothache. Andrew's crabby because he's after a dentist.
Oh, I thought you were going to say because he just is. I was so sure that was the joke coming like that.
Well, I corrected myself with my thoughts quickly, And yes, it is cold, West Haven. It's minus 26 Celsius here in Montreal. It is pretty cold and windy. Usually when it's cold, it's not so windy. It's just cold, but it's windy and wet. Yeah.
Yeah,
today.
And I'm just checking your temperature. Yeah, and it is, and especially for Quebec, that is pretty freaking cold.
I heard that northern Florida was supposed to have below zero temperatures or something like that. Somebody yesterday was saying. So if you're in Florida, let us know. How cold did it get through the night? And Brian Apple Pie. Now, I already let you know that Wheel is here only on Sundays and Thursdays, and you can also check that out in our About section. If you ask it one more time, consider our mood today, we'll just remove you.
Yeah, it's not the day. It is not the
Usually
day.
We're pretty nice, but you know what the toothaches do to two people? Well, that's it then. It's cold here as well, only 31 degrees in Australia. Well, guys, I'm really happy, though, that it's cooling down. Yes. I don't know how it's going with wildfires. Hopefully, it's on the way out, so to say. I really hope so. You need that, guys. Minion Moto, thank you so much for sharing it out. And that reminds me to remind you guys to hit that like button and share it out. Please do. We on average have 8 social media accounts. So even if you do it on one, we do appreciate it. It spreads the word more about us and what we do, and gets more people in the chat, which helps you in turn. Northern Florida will get in the 30s here. In Central Florida will hit 50s and 60s in the southern. Wow, that's pretty low, isn't it, for Florida? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Definitely.
You guys, wow, Northeast Florida in 30s and 40s. Ooh, well, keep warm, and think about us, and you'll get warmer right away.
So there's Montreal. I put it in Fahrenheit for all our friends south of the border, and we're warming up some, but it was definitely colder the last couple of days. So it's the wind chill that's the hardest on here. The wind chill is what makes it freeze.
Ooh, today. Linda's House of Chill. Hello, how are you?
Linda,
good to see you. How have you been? How are you doing? Good to see you.
What is going on, Linda?
Yeah.
Victorians Rome. Actually, happy New Year to you and to TriStar, and Josie as well. Haven't seen you guys. I know it's getting a bit late for that, but nonetheless, it doesn't hurt to wish somebody a happy new year. Victoria and Roman Carter, how are you? Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing tonight? Hope all is well. We're going to get into it, guys, in just a second here. Just a second. Once again, we had limited monetization for the umpteenth time, so that means we're not getting much of a push. So if you guys can help us out and hit that like button and tweet it out, it really does make a gigantic difference. It makes a huge difference getting the word out, then, because that's the biggest thing. If anybody's joining, because I don't ever get anybody, oh, they're just upset they don't get their money. Sort of, believe me, for the couple of cents it's worth, it's got nothing to do with that. It's the push to get more people in. So if you guys can let them know, that would be awesome. We got 80 in here, which is actually quite fantastic for limited monetization, if I may say so myself. But there's always room for more. And we're going to get into our talk in about 2-3 minutes, I guess.
Yeah.
Sound good? Yeah. Funkin' Mess is here. Hello, Pusa Studios, my upstairs neighbors.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Good.
And Saigon Drone Fix, hello, how are you doing? Get in shape, feeling great. How are you doing? Minion Motto, 45 away from 2,000. Well, yes, please do, but please remove the comment if you are 20 or more away from your next round 1,000. Okay, please. Everybody, rules applies to everyone. 20 or less away only in the chat.
And guys, just remember too, if we're talking in the middle of a big talk, though, we just try to pace ourselves. Just keep it under your hat till we're done that part, and then we'll do it. Just don't want to jump in the middle of a big discussion. That's the only thing we ask. If you guys can refrain if it's that close.
Tina Davis, hello, how are you? Good to see you as well. Henpay Jackpots, how are you doing? J Kicks, hello. Nora Cooking Channel, good to see you here as well. Douglas Fairchild, getting his cookies.
Doug ate his cookies. It's so good to see you back, buddy. And it's awesome to see you in the chat.
And we have Graceful Spirit and Ray here as well. Good to see you. Meme42, how are you doing? And yes, I want to remind you as well about our hashtag Blue Ranch Group merchandise that is available on our Teespring store, as well as Teespring merch store merch shelf down below under the video. The link is above on top of the chat, in the description about section, and yes, even in the store tab on desktop or YouTube app on our YouTube channel. So check it out, all from classic t-shirts and stickers and everything else in classic blue colors and hashtag Blue Ranch Group, and our specialty leggings, as well as super sticker super chat merchandise inspired by you, all in unisex, extra tall and extra large, all sizes available. Check that out. Cozy mug from those for those cold mornings or cold evenings as well. Check it out. Hashtag Blue Ranch Group on Teespring.
And once again, guys, while you're listening in, it's a good time to get your selfies in. A selfie of you watching us. You can't do that. A selfie of you. Upload to Twitter. Just make sure to use the hashtag Blue Ranch Group so us there can find you. And once again, guys, we'll share a couple out after the live stream is over in a community post, including your link. So it's a great little push for your channel as well. So definitely grab that up. The algorithm loves interaction where you're being shared around because they think, wow, they're interesting. People are talking about them. People are sharing them. So definitely get those in. It's great to have you all in here. This is not a super sticker. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Thank you, Mr. Boom. I do appreciate it. See, I can be nice once in a while.
Yeah, you're just gonna wait for it till I do that. That's okay. Pixel P Live is asking for some thermal underwear in our merchandise. Well, we do have joggers.
Boom! There you go.
I knew it's gonna come. It's not the same, so I would say stop copying me, okay?
Oh my God! Oh my God! Of all the people.
So we do have unisex joggers available for your -3. I think it's gonna be pretty nice. Relaxation TV here, and there you go. Super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat. Thank you so much, Lucky Beach Slots. You are the unicorn of the night, the very first one. Thank you so much for that super sticker, super chat. Thank you so much.
You're such a lunatic.
Well, you married one, so. Yeah. Thank you so much, by the way, Lucky Beachlets. I do appreciate this timing. It was very handy.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, Scotland is feeling under the weather a little bit. Feeling for you. I hope you're feeling better real soon. I need a bowl of soup. We can bring it over. I made a soup today.
Yes.
Yeah, a soup.
A soup, yes, yeah, a soup with a cake.
With egg cake, yeah.
That's right.
Ornob is here. Good to see you. And well.
Alrighty, folks. There's no time like the present. It's great to have you all in. We're going to have a great talk. Okay, how's this going to work? It's a bit of reverse psychology. Sometimes you see things happening on YouTube. YouTube said not to do them. Gurus have said not to do them. Lots of people said not to do them. And you still see them coming. So you know what? Why not do a guide then how to do them and see where that lands us? You know, it's always good to try new things, and a little bit of reverse psychology now and then seems to work. You've seen me using it on the Puša push and stuff like that, the isolation therapy, all that stuff. You know what? Xenia has a master's degree in psychology, so I guess it's only normal. That way you go down these routes now and then. Mm-hmm. So once again, if you just joined us, how did this whole idea start? Already, well, this is based on the idea of going to the dentist this morning and having a lot of time to think over in the new year, because we've been kind of busy. Lots of people email us, most Twitter, let's call it for what it is. Most DM us in Twitter, and some, you see things going on, you see all these things happening. And you're like, you know, you just kind of want to bang your head against a good old-fashioned cinder block now and then once in a while. And I figured it was time to try the reverse onto it. Instead of saying, you know, people ask us, and I would say, like, you know, guys, it's really not your best interest to do this or do that. And forget even us. Small channel. Big channels saying stuff like that and everything. So you know what? Let's just jump into it and try it from the other side of the fence. Let's try it as a guide to tanking your channel, folks. There we go, guys. There we go. Alrighty, folks. Let's get on with it, folks. Let's start discussing our guide on how to tank your channel. First point. Potty? We don't need no stinking potty. Why do we not need a potty? Well, you see, the belief is in all of this is that a lot of people come into this right off the bat, they're going to be big. They have their favorite YouTubers and pretty much should be there within 3 months. There's no learning the ropes as they go. It's this thing of, I've watched so many people come in here starting off, and not just now, this is back since when and that, and watching people set their goals so bloody damn high that they're so unobtainable, or going into something they don't know nothing about and becoming like should be a scholar within a week, a master within a month, and a world leader within 3. If a great way to kill your channel is to set your goals way too high, your expectations are way too high, because you're setting yourself for almost absolute failure. And that's what kills off a lot of channels, is starting off with the point is, I'm going to be big almost immediately, so this is just killing time for 2-3 months or a year, whatever. I don't know why people aren't excited about the milestones that they hit. And we celebrate 1K. I think it's right to do so because they need it with YouTube in a way. But I also absolutely despise the way YouTube has set it up that we have to celebrate 1K. Because it was a ridiculous thought right from the beginning. It was a way too low and gave away too much leeway, too much confidence before I believe a channel is properly homed. And that's a very dangerous thing to have happen. And fine, it's just been killing off channel after well, 2 points. If they go down that route, it's either it kills off the channel and they give up and say to hell with it, it's not even worth it. I despise YouTube, and they walk away. Or they say it's not worth it, I despise YouTube and that, and it's everybody else's fault, and I'm going to make their lives miserable because I'm not where I should be. Both have extremely negative consequences to it. Because this is where I hate so much when somebody calls YouTube a social media. It's not a social media, it's a creator's platform. And the only reason why it became that was because of garbage like this. Because when somebody's creating, it occupies so much of your time. Just this weekend, working on the banners again and updating that, I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning. What you see uploaded there, and then I ended up changing it, 24 hours later. And things will change again. It sucks up so much of your time just to get the essentials down. Forget the bells and whistles. Just the essentials to be able to have a channel, to be able to say, this is the basics for what YouTube needs to have my videos have any chance, or my live streams have any chance to get off the ground. People got to start celebrating what they do. Look at us. We went from 8,000 to 10,000 quite quickly. Why? We had a goal in mind. We figured it was semi-unobtainable, just a little bit out of reach, but possible. And we pushed like hell. But if you notice, that happened at middle of August, end of August. We haven't grown as much since then because we knew once the numbers rounded off, it was going to be a change. We also knew we were going to have to revamp our show a lot and stuff like that. So we brought our goals back some. We're not sitting here crying and, what's going on? Because, it is insane. That's not the way it works. And you're putting too much pressure on yourself and damaging yourself, and a lot of times too damaging the rest of a group of YouTubers as well in the doing. Set your goals obtainable. Why be miserable? The chances of any of us getting to the 1% in here is almost nil. It is doable, maybe. But you got to watch how that's said. It's okay to dream the sky, but you got to have some realism behind it as well. And don't forget, to get the 1%, you better have your ducks in a row to even have a minuscule chance of getting there. It's not an easy road, and nothing is guaranteed. And there's lots of channels that get up 200, 300, 4,000, and then they just bottom out. It happens. Family gets sick and they got to take time off. Get on a run of bad videos that just started clicking with their audience. That can do it. Go look on YouTube. You're going to find lots of them like that. There's nothing guaranteed on here. So if you're pinning all your hopes and dreams and happinesses on that, you're going to be let down. You're going to be miserable. And that's the sad part of it. It's misery for no reason. Be glad of where you are. Because if you're celebrating where you are, you're more excited to go look to the next part of it, and you also know that you have some good things going behind you. There's too much pie in the sky dreams. There really is, and it's making a lot of people very, very miserable on this platform. Plain and simple, that's the short of it. I'm not, and before anyone says, oh, your name, there's a ton of them. I couldn't even mention them if I wanted to in here. I wouldn't have enough time in the show. And you know way more as some of the ones I do, some of your own. Everybody is seeing that all around. And it just makes for a tainted system. This is not a social media. It's only a social media if you let it become a social media. And if you are letting it become a social media, you don't understand YouTube. Plain and simple. Plain and simple as that. You're not getting the point. You're not dancing to the right song if you think it's what it is. This is not a place to share everybody's intimate emotions and run around. I think of it like a strip mall, okay? There's 30 spots in the strip mall. Everybody has a sign over the door. If somebody's busting in the stores at night and breaking stuff and stealing stuff, the stores are going to get together. They're going to want to know who it is. They will put their talent, their efforts together to find out who the hell has been doing this. Who's been throwing rocks at our windows at night? Let's get them. Let's work together. Did you see anything secure? That's normal. That's a business relationship. But they don't sit down every day and go to one of the other one's stores and lay on their stomach for 4 hours, crossing their legs back and forth like that, talking about every little emotion that's in their head and that. No, because they got stores to run. And I know some people get hurt by that, when I say business about it. It's a business, even if it's a hobby, it's not a team sport. You can collab, you can do so many great things together and help each other out, but you're not tied at the hip from all that. And that's what happens. So that's why I get so bitter when I hear social media. Probably one of my biggest pet peeves on here is here. It's anything but. And that was what brings it. Because unfortunately, misery loves company. Right? It's the truth. Which adds for more tainted. This is not a social media. Set your goals realistically and then learn what to attain by it. You know that there's an expression you hear it a lot on here, if you love what you're doing, just do it and everybody will come. No. What if nobody likes what you're making? What if nobody gets it? What if you're bad at doing that? Is it better to live in a la la land and become absolutely belligerently angry at the world on here? No. It's okay. It's a lot like college. You come on and you do something, you realize over time, this is not for me. I'm not cut out for this. I like it. Find then what you are good at if you want to be on here. Stop beating a dead horse about it. Move on. Find what does bring you happiness and happiness of the people watching. We are an entertainment service. YouTube is an entertainment service and we are a branch of it, just like subcontractors. That's what we're here to do. If I had this channel by myself and Xenia and a couple other people I know in here like, Andrew, yeah, I know there's 3 in the chat. It's been 8 months of doing this, but you know what? You're doing good. You love what you do. Follow your heart. They're not helping me. They're not helping me. They're making me prolong something that I'm not looking at, which is getting worse. What if that business? What if our livelihood depended onto it? I'm a dry cleaner. Nobody's come to get anything cleaned in 4 weeks, or 3 people have trickled in the store. Oh, well, you're good. You love it, though. You love it. Just follow your heart. Yeah, you're going bankrupt, and they're going to close that strip mall section of yours down on you, but you followed your heart. This is not negative. This actually is probably the most positive things I've said in a long time, because you have to just go and look at stuff once in a while and be honest with it. Doing it for months and months and months when it's not working, it's not working. Either you got to change the way you're portraying your message or change the message. That's the 2 options. Portraying the message or the message itself. There's only 2 things it can be. You don't think we've had some things that's absolutely bombed? We got to look at them and we got to face it. I'm not sitting there saying, well, Fred just doesn't get it, it's good. It's good. They just didn't get it. It's all their fault. It's the audience's fault. No. Because you know what? All that we make is made for an audience. And it's the audience that decides whether it's a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I hate using that expression because I hate the thumbs up and dislike on this. Otherwise, I'll change that. Either a thumbs up with a great on-topic comment or no thumbs down and they'll leave an on-topic comment. But nonetheless, reality is really important on here, guys. If you're using it to escape from your reality, then maybe social media is more the way to go for that. Because you're going to lose an audience in here. You cannot walk around changing masks all the time. You're going to play yourself out, and your audience is going to see you as a fraud. That's the simple truth of it. We are no different than, we are under the microscope. Not even as weird as this sounds, with a tiny percent of the population that watches an actual TV show, for the population we have, we're actually more under a microscope because everybody is watching. Everybody's not waiting to poke holes into it. So you can only keep a charade up for so long on that one. So don't, in the end, why leave yourself get to the point of being miserable in here? Seriously. Set normal goals. Set goals that you can do. So guess what? Maybe every month or 2 you can have a moment to be proud of yourself and see that you're getting somewhere and use that as fuel to get to the next part. Because there is a lot of downs, especially on YouTube more than ever. There's a lot more rules, a lot more competition. There's a lot more everything to make it hard on here. There's more of. And I hate to break it to you, there'll be more of all of that coming. So you need to be strong in yourself in here. And don't be too strong-willed that you can't look in the mirror once in a while and reevaluate what you're doing and if you're on the right path. And if you're on the right path, that's great. And you know what? If you're on the wrong path, great, because you just admitted to yourself you are, and you can change it. So that's a good thing. Anything is better than what it's doing at that time. So hats off to you, and I respect you for that. Look at your stuff as a creator once in a while, guys. It's really important. You can't always look at it. I look at it as a viewer, You can't always look at it as yourself, the creator, or you're never going to truly see if what you're doing is working. All right, folks, let's go on to our next one here. Let's see what we got. Oh, they look like twins down there. There's a lot to be said for originality on YouTube. because it is a creator's platform, not a social media where everybody shares the same emoji sticker going around, as that's the only thing to be considered content. We are creating actual real content. And it is very easy to look and say, oh, this one's doing good with that. Why the hell am I doing this? He's getting views with it. I have a message. I have a message, guys. Back to us for a sec. Back to us. Important message. Grimes Finds has been really growing a lot with his channel. He does lockers and stuff. So officially from this point on, this show is over and Xenia and I are going to be doing locker channels. That's right. We're going to get big, guys.
I always wanted to do storage.
It's coming. So there you go. There's your announcement. This is done. This is over. Stop the taping. We're not Puša anymore. We're not. We're Grimes Finds 2.0. We're doing lockers. That's right. But we're not copying him. We're just inspired by him. That's right, folks. There you go. Yeah. It doesn't work that way. Guess what? If I went and started doing what he's doing, he is getting a lot of views. And if I did it, I would not be getting barely anything except for a couple of pity watches and a lot of thumbs down. Why? I don't know the first thing about it. I'm not him. I don't live where he does. I don't have his life story. I can't be him. He is doing good with it for all the points that I just brought up. That's his thing. He has tapped into what makes him good. And that's a lot of people in here. You need to tap into what makes you great on here, what makes you stand out from the crowd, what you bring to the table. So many people are worrying about, oh, my channel's not doing good, my channel's not going to go do good, what do I do? Start copying. No, that's the worst thing. First of all, you've set yourself up for pretty much your entire entity on here is going to be spent being compared to somebody else. Okay? Right off the bat, you're always going to be the number 2 on the stage. Secondly, you'll never be able to replicate what they do because it's all those ingredients that make them what they are. And yes, there has been people copied us as well. Being inspired is one thing, like playing guitar. That happens a lot, you know. Hey, remember that lick that Buddy Guy used to do that? Well, what if we did da-da-da-da-da? You mix it around and you use 3 notes and build a song out of it. That's inspiration. Playing it almost note for note and playing it one step faster is not inspiration. That's just downright copying. And guess what happens to them? They get compared to the one who did it originally anyways. And it happens all the time. For us, it's not that we're special. We just have Xenia and I are Xenia and I. We're a couple that live in Montreal. She's from Latvia. I grew up here. We have 3 kids. We have all these stories, all these things that make us the way we are when we turn on the camera here and what we do. This is our view on what we feel people might enjoy from us. You got to tap into that. You got to stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. I mean, you can't be another one. You can't start looking at the market and saying, what are other people doing? How can I do that as well? You have to be looking at the market and saying, where can I fit in? What are people not doing? What are people leaving out that I can fill voids for? That's the biggest question of all. And if you ask yourself that honestly, you're already starting to look at ways. And everybody says everything's been done on YouTube that can be done. That's not true, because there's still channels going up. Look at Bald and Bankrupt. There's lots of travel channels, a ton of them. But then you get a guy who grows 1 million subscribers in a year. Why? The guy's got nothing left. He's actually bald, and yes, he's actually bankrupt. And he played on those strengths of that. No fancy camera work, selfie stick with a 4K camera, got out there and just started recording. I think he even uses 1080. I'm not even sure. I don't think he uses 4K.
1080,
yeah. 1080. But it's him and his personality, the way he travels. He travels to places many travel channels have been to. But he doesn't travel like them. He travels his own way, his own beaten path. He goes to his own hotels. He doesn't change to become another channel. He looked inside and said, you know what people are missing? Somebody honest, a little bit of that British honesty kicking into it. The story about me having nothing left and don't care, and my ex-wife was from ex-Soviet country, so I'm going to go visit them. It's genius. Look at Hot Ones. To me, one of the greatest YouTube channels of all time. Far outranking most of the higher numbered channels. Ingenious. Get celebrities to sit in front of you and interview them while they're eating hot wings. I mean, how smart is that? They didn't have to build a big major set. They didn't have to go to the top. It's just an amazing concept. What a great way to get people piling the questions to them when they're 7 wings in and their mouth is on fire, and ask them a couple of tricky questions, or bring up Twitter and get them to talk about some Instagram or whatever, about some photos they have up. That's ingenious. There is lots of cooking channels, and there's many of them that like wings and do stuff like that. But they found a niche. They found a hole where they could really shine from the other channels. So you really need to sit down and figure out, where do I fit in with what I do? Okay, I'm a channel all about growing celery. I'm a celery channel. I've been a celery channel. My dad's a celery farmer. My grandfather's a celery farmer, and I'm a farmer. Okay, so look at it. Am I a farming channel? Well, yes, but there's a ton of farming channels. But is there a lot of channels farming celery? Or it might be in your garden where you have everything and you decide to cut yourself down, niche down into celery because nobody else was focusing onto it. And the next thing you know, you've got a niche and you've got a whole audience that comes to you to find out everything and anything celery. There is room in here, but you got to think outside the box. You can't just... There's this whole, like, I build it, they will come, that's been kind of brought into YouTube. What a horrible concept. You watch stuff, you don't want to be treated like that. You don't just watch everything that's thrown at you no matter what. Why would viewers coming to yours? So use that, think about that. Find out what makes you special and what topic makes you special and run with it. And if it's not working out, good on you if you notice that, and then it's time to change it. Another thing that just drives people miserable because they copy it and it doesn't work out as well as the host, and then they become more desperate and more crazy and all those other things put together. So there's another point. On to the next point, folks. Damn brand muffins. And I've already kind of jumped in this one. I realized that when I got going a while ago. That's talking about taking too long to accept the fate of where a channel has gone. You can only be stuck for so many times. And it's just, at some point, you've got to be honest with yourself and say, this isn't working. Make sure you've tried what you have to try. Make sure you've given it the chances to get creative with it. But there's some point at a time where I'm watching channels just circling around in a lost mess. And around, and around, and around. And I hear them, they send messages, I see them in line, I see all of it. And you know, there's all these mitigating factors that's keeping it down. Listen, if you're making somebody's going to see it, word's going to spread around a little bit. You got to look at it at some point and say, what I came up here with is just not for me, or it's just not for the YouTube crowd, and I got to make a change, you know? Because after a while, you're going to drive yourself so bloody insane of trying to find all the ways to blame everybody else in the world except for what you're doing. It is sad. And if you really care about what you're doing on here, it's going to hurt a bit because your passions are there. That's understandable. But if you're really passionate about YouTube, well, now you got a new lease on life. Even if you have to make a new channel from scratch, which is sometimes a better deal, by the way, than trying to revive another one that's not going anywhere. It's okay. Because at least you're going to enjoy what you're doing. You're going to put your passions into it. It's not going to make you miserable. A lot of us have a job or something that we're not happy doing. How many have circled their office or their warehouse or whatever 5 times in the morning before we went in? Because they hate to go there. Why do that with YouTube for the little bit of money that comes out of it and everything else? Why make yourself that miserable? It's not worth it. So find a way either to change your message and say, okay, I'm on too long or I'm on too short. Videos are too long, they're too short. I'm skipping a lot of the big subjects that people want me to cover. Reach out to your audience. Ask them, is there anything? And guess what? If they don't answer you back with any update, you pretty much know then there's not much of an audience there. And that's okay, because now you know, okay, that's done. It's just not worth it. So I'm going to have to find something new to do on here. There's a whole world out there. And once again, like I was just talking about finding, you know, something that hasn't been done here yet. Isn't it better to spend your time doing that than sitting around begrudgingly looking at your channel and looking at everybody else who's got 5 extra subscribers with eyes full of acid, wishing the worst on them, wishing the most hate onto them? It's not helping you any. It's just another place to let out your aggression. That's what punching bags are for. That's what the gym is for. That's what video games are for. You should enjoy yourself on here. It is too much work to be on. I'll always say that it's too much work to be on YouTube to be miserable. It really is. Because it should occupy most of your time when you can sit down and do something for YouTube. There's always stuff to do. It's kind of like a garden, like I've said, you know, or even more like a farm. You're always going to be busy. There's always going to be something that needs mending, something that needs building. That's kind of the motto of it. So if you're on the right track, most likely you don't have time for most of that stuff because you're going to be doing that stuff for your channel, and it should occupy that and more of your time. Usually you should walk away from YouTube never feeling like you put enough time into it, even though you realistically did, because there's always so much that has to be done. So think about it, you know, sometimes the audience is telling you a big thing. If you've tried all different kinds of techniques and it's just not clicking, somebody somewhere down the road is telling you. And this is not to pick on any channel once again. I am talking as general can be, because I've seen so many things over here that I couldn't, like I said, if I was starting naming names, I wouldn't have enough length in the show to do it all. It's just a general point, a consensus of seeing things. We're kind of lucky in the way it's Xenia and I, because at least we can kind of be, God, I hate saying keeping it real. I forbid to say it. I hate that expression. Honest with each other in the point of saying, I don't think this is working. I don't think that's working. And even though sometimes, because our husband and wife probably say it a little nicer to each other than maybe we should, I think it still helps the other one see it, that it's time to move in a different direction or to do something else. Do that with your significant other, even if they're not on YouTube. Sometimes that's even better because they have no skin in the game, so they're completely brutally honest. Or even a friend you have that doesn't do YouTube. Ask them, you know, check it out. What do you think? See what they have to say onto it. I just hate watching channels go down in miserable terms, because I've seen some really good channels either A, walk away from this platform, and it's too bad because they had, you know, good ambition, good drive in them at one time, and a real want of a message. And I've also watched some good channels become to real miserable sacks of, you know what, in here, driving themselves mental over this instead of finding a solution to fix it. So just something to think about on that one, guys. Really, it is. It really is. Let's go on to the next point, guys. And gals, excuse me. Yeah, but mine smell like roses. It's okay to be a little competitive on here. It should be that. It should be. This is like those strip malls going together. But where does your competitive drive you to the point that you become enthralled by it and you lose all understanding of why you're here, and helps you make some of the worst decisions that can easily hang your channel in a heartbeat? It's okay if somebody else is doing a bit better than you. It doesn't mean your channel's not good. It doesn't mean you're done. It doesn't mean your voice doesn't matter. It's just like everything else in life. You gotta look at everybody else. You gotta look at the channels almost like an individual. And you know that from growing up, some kids grew faster than others, some were better at math than others, that it all happens. But it doesn't mean what you're doing is bad. It just means they're clicking a little bit more in their niche. And don't forget, there is luck involved with it. Casey Neistat said himself, roughly, what he said about, I give myself about 97% was luck. It's true. It's not downplaying. I've always said, though, it's important to have everything together in case that knock of opportunity for luck appears, that you're ready for it. Because if you have luck appear and you have a crappy channel, you'll get views. A big YouTuber shouts you out, you're going to get views and most likely get a lot of subscribers. They will follow them like sheep. Sheep. But if you don't have something worthwhile, they ain't coming back. They just fade off to the distance. And guess what? 3 weeks down the road, your channel's in a lot worse shape than when it started. It's a lot worse off. Because now the algorithm sees, oh, they got a big run of views in there. And nobody's coming back. Not that interesting, is it? Oh, well. Find somebody else to recommend. There's only 98 cajillion other channels to go through. So it's better to be ready and be prepared that if somebody shouts you out, you at least have a channel that's you can offer to them as something they can return to and actually get some use out of, which then does help you in the algorithm. I mean, even we're a tiny, minuscule version of that, and not even on the radar. But that's the same as like doing the wheel. You know, you can get 20, 30 people. If you have good content, there's a chance more people are going to stay. Not everyone's going to stay. Some are just whatever. They're not looking. Can't force them to. But there is some that do notice. But you have a lot better chance of some staying versus if you have nothing on it. You know? So don't worry about how everybody else is doing. Don't let everybody else's numbers knock you off the plot. Yes, you got to watch them. It's sometimes like kindergarten here. Oh, this doesn't matter. This doesn't. It all fucking matters. It's just not getting obsessed with it is what it's all about. Jesus, we're adults in here. Just have some balance in your life. Of course, you got to know what's going on, where you fit in that. I mean, that's like having that store again. Here's my dry cleaning store, and I don't want to know how anybody else is doing in the city. I'm just in it. I mean, seriously. You know, come on. Hey, you got to know, but you don't have to be worrying every second and creeping around, checking every time they get a subscriber, feeling like your channel's falling to pieces. If you're that loosely based on somebody else's success, you shouldn't even be on here because you don't even have your own channel. You're living through somebody else's. You know what? That's exactly what it is. How can you even work on yours if you're that obsessed over somebody else's? You might as well give up yours because you can't give it any time. You don't even care about yours because you're more upset. Whether it's even angry or whatever, you're still putting more emotion into something else somebody else doing instead of your own. Worry about your own. If you're worried about your own, you're at least taking care of the business that's at hand that you need to take care of so you can have a chance to get somewhere with it. If you're not, you're definitely not going to get anywhere. How do you even know? Your channel could be flopping, but you don't care because you're worth the other guy. Got 6 more views or 3 more subscribers or blah, 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 blah. Everybody's human. You get a moment doing that. Oh my God, almighty, look what happened. Fine. Then dust yourself off and go back to the table and start doing more of yours. If you need to look or you've seen it and it gets to you, shrug it. You got to deal with it at some point. If you're going to let it fester in you all the time, what good is it to you? What are you going to come up with that's of any use to anybody? Nothing. Next one. Let's go on to the next one. Yes, I asked you here, but you can't watch me. Using drama to stir up viewers. Yeah, it can bring in a lot. But is it bringing in A, viewers that are going to stay? B, viewers that are going to like what you do? If you're a channel that carves and whittles little sticks into figurines, sitting there wheel. That is very soothing. And there's a lot of people that will fall in love with that art form. And there's a lot of people that would love to just sit there for 30 minutes after a busy day at work, fighting traffic, to watch somebody in their wood shop whittling out the figurine. But then you start doing, all kinds of things to draw people in because, Bob said my figurines aren't that cute. So I say, fine. I'm going to go live and I'm going to tell everybody that I like them. And Bob is wrong. And Bob sucks. And I hear that Bob likes to carve out donkeys in his spare time. Ooh, big drama. Everybody comes in because they heard donkeys and they heard all that. Well, the ones that came in to hear about Bob and his donkeys, do they really then care about your whittling from day to day? Maybe make a couple. Yeah. But then you say, you know what? I said my piece and I'm done. It's been a week of that. Look at that. I got, I'm growing and stuff like that. Time to get back what I love to do, and that's whittling my little figurines. But now the drama ones don't seem to like it. It's too boring. They went over because they like drama. Drama's fun. Drama's energizing. It's the dirt. Oh, there's going to be an expose. I don't know what's coming next. I'm on the edge of my seat. Yes. And now you can't fulfill it. You can't fulfill it. So you go back and you just wonder what's wrong. So you have two options at that point. Either you've made your channel take a big dip for a quick amount of time and then drop, and back like the example I brought a while ago, the algorithm's wondering, well, what happened? You got a spike and nobody's coming back, so there's something wrong with it, so I'm going to start recommending it less. Or start doing more drama. But is that what you wanted your channel to be about? And this doesn't just fall with drama. I'm going to say it out here, plain and simple, and I said it before. That can happen with lots of things. Everything, network streams, live streams in general, all different kinds of things. You picked a topic to be on here. Why are you not staying with it? Is what I don't understand. I watch so many channels I review, and there are this channel, that channel, this channel, that channel in the About section. Started 2 years ago, all that interest into it, and the channel resembles nothing like it. And I go into live streams. Sometimes I like just going in and I'll lurk for a few minutes, and I'll hear people say, "Oh, watch time, live streams." Yeah, but I like being a mechanic channel, and I got some cool new videos coming up about changing a clutch and that. No, live streams. Now go networking, go sleeping streams, go doing this for an hour, anything. Just turn on the camera live. But I like being a put that away. Put it away. You need watch time. Then once you get your watch time, then you can go back to being a mechanics channel like nothing ever happened and all is good. They don't work that way. That's one of the biggest killers of channels on YouTube. One of the biggest. Why? Because by then you've attracted an audience that could care less whatever you were doing before, has no need or want, and the same thing as the drama. They're not staying around. And you can try it. You can go back to your videos for 3 weeks. Because on top of that, the algorithm is not recommending you anymore the way it should be. So you try to upload or do anything like that, quick up, quick down. I'll just give you an example. You go look at our Christmas, New Year's when we were traveling in Ottawa. We're not a big channel, but still, we're a channel over 11,000. And we put up, 5-10 minute video eating beaver tails. Now, people liked it. 400 views over a couple of weeks or whatever. I know some people will sit there and say, man, I wish I had 1,100. I wish I had 400 some views. And rightfully so, I get that. But you got to look at it from our point. We're a live streaming channel. We've owned it. We're broad. Everything from our banner to our About section is a live streaming channel. That's what we do. That's what we are. To go and sit down and edit a video for 11 hours to put it up to get maybe 400 views is just not worth it at this size now in the game. It's actually hurting us way more than helping us. And if we decide tomorrow we weren't going to live stream anymore and just start doing videos, I don't know at this point if we could even pull our channel out from being a live stream. I think it would smother us before we ever had a chance. Because by the time it came around, maybe to start pushing us a bit more, we'd have so many dead subscribers in ratio to it and that. Where will we be? No benefit. No benefit. And that's us talking about what we do. And it's the same thing, roles reversed. Now, if you want to do a live stream once now and then, do it on what your channel's about. Use it as a chance to interact with everybody in a way that you couldn't in your videos. But there is also another option too, is doing premieres. You can do all the same things. You can do all that as well. The options are out there, but it's so easy just to go and put a dagger through your channel for absolutely no reason. And I see it happening. And some people that I really do respect what they're doing, just caught in a bad crossroads, getting fed up with the numbers and all the stuff that comes with it. And there is options besides going to do that. And no, before anybody says it, oh, they just want nobody to network stream, blah, 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 blah. Do it. Just open a second channel. Don't screw your other one. That's the only thing. Make 2 channels. One for live streams, one for uploads, and run it that way. And there you go. You got the best of both worlds. And you're always going to have somebody say, well, I got a cousin that does this, and there's a guy down the road that does that. There's always going to be an exception. It's going to be very rare. And usually it's not as big as people make it out to be. And everybody can do what they do with their own channel. We're talking tonight about stuff that people do and then end up finding themselves in bad situations and getting more and more bitter on YouTube. And unfortunately, when people get bitter, the same as at work. You have 5 guys back in the warehouse. And they're all like, hey, I don't care when the promotion comes up as long as it's one of us. I'm just happy it was one of us. Bullshit. They're not happy at all. They're saying that. They're only going to be happy it's them that gets the promotion. Because what happens then 2 months down the road after one of the 5 gets a promotion? They start mingling more than that. Yeah, you see him? Look at him. Look, kissing ass. Remember how he used to kiss ass? That's how he got the promotion. He's an ass kisser. Look at him going around doing his job, being on time, staying weekends and that. What a schlep. Meanwhile, they're not getting any of the work done, complaining about the guy who's actually doing all the work that got him there in the first place. It's a very contagious thing on here, guys. I always said think of YouTube like a real place, the real world, because it most certainly is. And a lot of the same gripes and the same stuff that goes on happens everywhere. So you don't need to glorify something on your channel. If you want drama in your channel, make it about something new coming out. If you're that celery channel, there's a new breed of celery that's supposedly going to help protect people from cancer by 3%. That's good drama. That's good clickbait. Run with that. At least it's connected to your channel. At least you're almost guaranteed that the people that maybe not money as will watch it as if it was just full out. I hate Bobby and his beat channel. But at least you'll draw in people that actually like what you do. Isn't that better than having a bunch in that don't care and are going to be gone the minute you stop? If you want to go on all the time, well, that's your choice. But a lot of people get quite miserable at it and brings out the worst in them. So just something to think about, guys. It really is. Let's go on to our next one. If anybody's ever watched Seinfeld, thanks, and yes, I can spare a square too. We are a YouTube channel, we are a YouTube community, we are a community of creators, and it's good to help each other out, but we also don't need to become a book club. And we also don't need to turn subscribers into currency. And the thing is, I had somebody come in the other day and say, hey, thanks for checking me out. Thanks for joining me in my live stream over here to return the not the favor, but to return the love or whatever. And they weren't doing it maliciously, but it just once again gave me that feeling, oh my God, it's so rampant through you. And I told them right out, I said, I had a good time in there, and you don't need to come over. If you get some satisfaction and some benefit out of what I do, I'm honored to have you here, but don't feel you have to be. I hear all the time, I know, I've had it happen to me. Why are you not here? Why are you not there? I wanted to bring Tony Danza on tonight from Who's the Boss? He was going to come on and talk about it, but unfortunately, the show has been off for 20 years, and he still, to this day, has to drive around every day and thank all the people that watched his show and also watched part of his as well. So he won't be joining us until the year 2091, God willing. But nonetheless, I digress. We're not here for tit for tat. When we do the wheel and somebody subscribes, yes, you subscribe. Everybody deserves an audition. You got to give them a chance. That's only fair. You deserve the well. I can't force them to do it. I'll give the advice to do it, but I can't control anybody. I'm still waiting at CES for them to come out with that USB plug you can put in somebody's finger, and then I can control what they're watching. But until that day comes, we're stuck with what we are. I hear like these circles, oh, I watch yours, you watch mine, and they do like the comments all around. And then they say, I don't like sub for sub and I don't like networking. Well, the problem is all of them are bad in that way. It's unbelievable how you can justify anything. I mean, we're going to grow. So me, Ksenia, and 2 other people are just going to watch our videos together. It's a book club. It's a book club. That's exactly what we got on our hands, a rampant book club. And that's about as far as it's going to go. I mean, how are you supposed to break out from something like that? You bring 50 people into the fold and do that. Well, you got no time for anything else. How is anybody else going to see what you do? Except for the same 49 going around and around and around and around. And it's like, oh, here's my of mice and men. Oh, here's my flowers for hanging around. Here is my 50 shades of whatever volume it's at now. And around and around and around. Yes, people should give you an audition, but you have to earn their watch time. Their watch time. You've heard me say a trillion times, through all the things going on in real life and all the YouTube channels out there, you chose to spend a little time with us. We're absolutely honored for it. So thank you so very much for coming by. Why? Because that's the truth. And they do deserve to be thanked for doing it, because I appreciate having them here. But it's my job to keep them entertained so they stay. That all falls on Xenia and I for our channel, as it falls on yours. Whether you do videos, whether you do live streams, it doesn't matter. You're entertaining an audience. It's as simple as that. There's no other way to look at it. That's what we're here to do. We're selling an entertainment product, whether it's something very serious you do, whether it's something very lighthearted you do, whether it's about this or about that. That has no bearing. That's the same as television shows. They're not all dramas. They're not all sitcoms. They're not all news. They're not all late night sponsored infomercials. We put out a bunch of choices, put our hearts into it, put our best foot forward, and hope that people get something out of it. Because if they're not getting something out of it, they're not coming back. Or you're holding them over a barrel. And it makes me so wicked when I see that. People think, you got to watch my video. Did you watch my video yet? Did you watch my video? Forcing down somebody's throat. I seen it on the live stream the other day. This one was just hounding the host, hounding them. No, I didn't watch it. And I certainly don't want to watch it now. I want to do anything but. And if somebody gets so angry by that they don't come back, well, it's somebody. There's over 2 billion YouTubers right now. We know there's some dead content. Anyways, there's a shit ton of people out there creating things and watching things. So, we're not here to entertain for the individual. I'm gonna say this one. I'm gonna turn off the music. This one's I want to get across to everybody, because this gets lost in here. This is half the problem with YouTube. Okay, we're not here to entertain for an individual. You are here to entertain the masses, whether that's 3, 23, 4,003, or 5,295,003. Once again, that thing with Tony Danza. Did they do the show every day based on, because I know Bob wants me to say this and Jim wants me to say that, and Jay, no, you're here to do it for a large group of people. You cannot base everything you do on here based on all your friends. I want you to say this, and I want you to do that. I don't want you to go here. Can you do this for me? No, you can't do that. Otherwise, you are literally killing your show. You are killing, no matter what you do, what a live stream, whatever video, you are officially killing it, because it's not your show. You are just being treated almost like a puppet and stuck at every corner. You can't believe in everything because you're not that person. You've given up all your individuality into it. People feel it. It's not comfortable and it doesn't work. You got to be you on here, and you can't worry about what everybody else thinks, especially the ones that you call friends on here. That's why, again, back to my point at the beginning, I don't like when people refer to this as a social media. That's getting too close when people get that much control over what you do. You need to be you on here, or you don't stand a chance of doing anything. So remember that. Be you. Don't worry what everybody else is saying. Don't worry about the best friend the size. If they're your best friend, they're going to let you do what you got to do. And if they don't like it, they can say, listen, I love you, but I don't want to watch that. And you got to be all right to say, listen, you're my best friend, and I'm okay with you not coming to see it. Because you're not there to do it forever. You can't. What play, what movie, what TV show has ever been based on satisfying 2-3 people? I mean, you can't do that. That's not what it's here. That's not what you're supposed to be doing on here. You're supposed to be entertaining for a large majority of people. And of course, again, it doesn't have to mean you have 1 million views. Really? Oh my God. Sorry about that. Figured that'd be about the time my phone kick in. So there you go, guys. Just remember that. Please, 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 please remember that. You got to be you on here. I cannot stress that enough. You got to do something. You got to think in masses here. You cannot think in the individual. Otherwise, you might as well make .move files and share them with your friends over a Google server and do yourself a Google Drive and save yourself a whole pile of nightmares for nothing. Because you will have a lot falling down that path. So there you go, folks. There you go. There you go. That was a lot I wanted to get. I actually feel kind of in a Zen mode right now.
Are you sure that's it?
No, but I'm enjoying the moment.
Now, for those of you that are coming here and wondering what this all drama about, look carefully at the visuals and sounds we used today. You know, a little bit of truth, a little bit of irony, and well, maybe somebody is going to finally listen and answer all of their questions that they sometimes have about YouTube. You know.
Thank you, Al Bundy.
That's right. And what do you guys think about all of this above said?
Yes.
Some very passionate discussion there in the chat was throughout your talk there, your presentation. Presentation and documents. Different thoughts, of course. Lots of people were agreeing about that not being social media platform, and that it needs a lot of work, sometimes even more than people anticipate when they're starting YouTube channel. And in fact, honestly, even for us, like I never thought there was so much work in making a YouTube channel. Just a while ago on the radio, they were saying that, you know, lots of young people want to be YouTubers, or at least to be something on internet. And the radio hosts were saying, well, that doesn't take a lot of work. Obviously, they don't, you know, that's what they want to be, because it's basically being lazy. Yeah. And I was like, if you would only know how many hours it takes to actually build something here. So, you know, only people who haven't been a part of it say that, and only people who have been a part of it and really haven't done nothing and haven't gotten anything can say that, because it's definitely a ton of work. And the same as it is with any other personal business, and even if it's not your business, it's still something that you're doing on your own. It takes a ton of time and double the effort and hours to get anywhere. That was a good warm-up, yeah. When are you really firing up? Drunk Kings and Darwin is here waiting for some more heat. Kenny Show Corner, hello, how are you? How are you doing? Good to see you. Lots of new people here coming in as well. So hello to you, and hello to everybody who is just listening to us. Say hi in the chat. Don't be shy. And I want to say thank you to Diamond Painting with Ashens93 for the super chat. Thank you so much. Yeah, especially when you have little ones, Cowgirl ASMR. That's right. And there's a lot of this balance between the real life, you know, YouTube, if you have work, you know, things like that, just like in real life. The Huntsman. YouTube is defined as a social media platform, though. Its core functionality beyond presenting videos to watch is to allow for social interactions. It's actually not. And if you go and look about YouTube, it is not social media, it is video sharing platform officially. And if you look into the advertising categorizer, it's not social media, it's not treated as such for advertisers, and for regular media, they don't treat YouTube as social media. It is a separate platform, it is a video sharing platform.
Now they are trying to add some elements into it to try and bring it that way, that one. But yeah, its primary function, and that's why we've been pushing Twitter so much, because it helps compensate on that side what it lacks for the sharing ability that a social media would usually have.
Yeah, so if we're talking about the actual definitions and descriptions, that's how it is portrayed for now. Now, yes, Andrew's right, you might be doing it more with all the interactions and comments and sharing and all of that. We'll see where it gets to it, and if they are actually doing it, because as we all know, they are concentrating more on the top 1 percentile of the YouTubers anyway, and that definitely doesn't involve any interaction of personal kind between, people who have 100 million and all of those who are watching them.
And I get what you're saying, the Huntsman. The chat window is a freaking social media interaction. Yes, it is, but it's not the primary function of it. I mean, because we can shut off the chat and do it without. And most videos that go up, unless they choose to premiere, I'm just saying it's not a core function of it. And honestly, in some ways was the dismay of a lot of YouTubers was YouTube's continual want to get into that market instead of letting us post on other ones and getting more coverage that do it better already. Well, I think they should be leaving it to the ones who do it best. But yes, I agree. I know what you mean by the chat, but these are all add-ons you can say to it, not the primary core
Well,
features.
I always have thought that live streams is like TV shows in front of live audience. You know, and oftentimes when it is a TV show like a game show, for example, you do have interaction with the audience. It doesn't make it a social media, though. No, we all can be in either points of it, the spectrum of is it or is it not social media and how we treat it such. But the main thing is do we understand how it works? And we're not here to tell you how to do things. We're here to inform you what we know, what we think about it, what we have seen that works, what doesn't work. Now, and you can choose what to do in your channel. Now, the other thing is when people don't do any of those things and they still complain about not growing or something not happening, then you start questioning, well, why are you not even trying? You know, it's like somebody who tells you every day that they want to save money because they need to buy a bigger house, but then they go and buy, you know, McDonald's coffee and a muffin every morning and spend $3 a day for their coffee. Well, you can't have both. You're gonna keep doing that and probably not have that house, or maybe you're gonna try and save money and get something bigger. Are you getting where I'm getting with that? You can't have a cake and eat it too. If you understand the consequences and you're okay with them, do what you want. But know what it results, like us with posting videos. We know that they're not going to get anywhere. We know that the next live stream probably is going to bonk more because we just posted a video. We know that. And if we know that, we can post it. We don't get shocked from it. And we don't ask ourselves question why we're not growing. We just posted a video. You know, so it's understanding the results, understanding how it works, being fine with it, interacting with that knowledge is what makes it happen. If you're okay with it, do what you want. We all are here, our own owners of the channel.
That was my main message tonight, is just not trying to get something out of it that's not there or forcing something out of it that just is making you miserable. It's more the people being miserable is what I'm talking about, is the people being drugged down, the hate, the jealousy, the absolute worst when the soul of a creator is lost. And that would be like a musician who used to write and now just sits there and I don't know, sabotages amplifiers when the other ones are gone out of the room, or writes music that he knows is going to be a flop, you know, and just it's all those bitter feelings. It's about finding your way to feel good about what you do on here, and instead of worrying about what everybody else is doing, to find a way to be happy in what you're doing. Find something that when you enjoy it, you're less likely to get off on those roads. And a lot of us been here for a while. I've seen some really good channels either go down some really deep wormholes or just leave completely. And I mean, both of them are equally sad. It's a loss of a chance to really do something meaningful on here. And I think most come in here with some pretty good desires to have a meaningful impact on an audience and walk away. And there's so much to be lost as it transforms more into the side we're talking about in social media. Let's call it for what it is. Like, you know, like Facebook, you get somebody who writes a half-page rant, and then everybody starts ranting onto it. And they start lighting the fires and the pitchforks are out, and it builds and builds and builds. It's just sad to see stuff like that happening on here, because we should be mostly occupied with what we're doing on here and be so busy with trying to keep a channel going with all that YouTube takes, have little to no time to be involved in that kind of stuff. And it's a bad suction sometimes when people are really lost on here. And I just wish they'd find their way before it got to that point. That's more what it is. That they find a better way to enjoy their time on here. Stay positive, work hard. That's right. Purgatory Paranormal, a fantastic message. A fantastic message. It's great to see you, by the way. Hope you're doing fantastic.
The huntsmen say, and we always keep repeating that the numbers are only important for YouTube, and that's just the game they are playing. It's YouTube whose numbers it is important. It is important for YouTube how many subscribers you have, how many views you have, how much retention you have, and all of that analytics that you can tell in numbers. That plainly is just numbers. Is important for YouTube, and really it shouldn't be on a personal level. It is not. It doesn't make you better or worse person if you have more or less subscribers or if you have more or less views. You are still a person you are. There are some amazing channels that have under 100 subscribers and just couple of views.
The last couple of weeks, we've been getting a string of these channels, like 60 to 200 subscribers that have fantastic content on them.
And this has nothing to do with how they're making their content. It has to do with YouTube and their longing for numbers. So it's the way it's YouTube is. It's the way it defines how to grow, how to make it work for advertising. Because at the end, it is a private business that is earning money on advertising.
It's simple. It's not as kumbaya as we all wish. And I know a lot of people long for the days of old with YouTube. It would still be down anyways. And that was back in the point of time where a lot of people were happy to push on a company that wasn't bringing in any revenue. When that market crashed, it would never stand a chance today in that form. It'd be bought out and just dissolve so fast that our heads would spin.
Willow MZ, hello, how are you? Good to see you here as well as down the rabbit hole travel.
Hey, Marty.
Hello, how are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you. Marty put out a fantastic video. She made out of a t-shirt. She froze it because it was minus 50 Celsius there, and made a paper plane, a t-shirt plane, I guess we'll call it for lack of a better term. Really good job on showing all the things you can do in the cold.
Official D Spot, hello, and have a great day as well. We have a lot of opinions here in the chat as well. Glad seeing that, and it raises a conversation, and that was the secondary aim of this is to make you guys think and talk about what we are all doing here.
I find growth hard unless you really offering something to people. Pusa Studios offers growth and advice to people. They offer a service. You need to offer something to people. That's what it is. We are a service. That's exactly what it is. I'll give you a perfect example. Thank you for that, Marty. And it is true. We're not cold-hearted people. I think we're quite warm, but we also treat this like a business. And when we opened up the Pusa Push this fall, well, it wasn't hard to understand why. We had a couple of channels started slagged, and we're sending to people, but yeah, what? Because we always call it, the numbers of somebody's 20 or way less from 1,000. Why? Because we don't want to junk up the channel with everybody putting every number under the sun, and you can't read anything because there's just nothing but a sea of numbers. So it was like, okay, all right, what do you do for the smaller channels? Okay, we knew where it was coming from. The same question, a couple of channels coming back and back and back. So now we got to deal with this. So they're saying that, you see, they care about them, we don't. So how do we contend with this? Well, by then, YouTube had just started rounding off the numbers after 1K. So we looked at it, and one night watching one of the slots channels that we follow in here, got a brainwave. Let's make it a game, but let's make it a really interesting game, a high-energy game. The wheel used to be really high energy for us, but how can we push that? And that's when we came up with the Pusa Push, was for that reason, because there was a segment of what we do that needed to be filled to make up for what we were doing the way we were doing it. That way it kept the wheel still. It still gave a chance for a lot of channels that are smaller to get that push. It was a chance for bigger channels to get to meet them. And it also kept us from having to turn away the way we do our wheel and turning into just a bunch of numbers going around all over the place. You can only do that for so often. Nobody can read anything or start charging them so much for this and that. So that was the way we chose to go with it. You have to look at your audience and say, what do I got to do in here? The wheel was built the same way. It was built out of a niche. A lot of people were giving information on channels. Some were having entertainment channels. But why is nobody mixing them? It either felt cold and dry or just a free-for-all. So that's where we built that idea of a game show out of it, to be able to mix information and entertainment together.
That's right, and Pixopia Live noted this correctly. We are an educational channel with a dab of entertainment, and that's why we are not under people's blogs or entertainment category on YouTube. We are on how-to category, because that's exactly what we're doing here. Yes, it might be a little bit funny sometimes, or sometimes it's more entertaining than educational, but the most value of it is how-to, YouTubers for YouTubers. But speaking about value or service, anything in life that you want people to use, to buy, or to pay attention to has to have a value. It doesn't have to be something tangible, but it has to have some kind of value. Maybe it gives them relaxation. Maybe it, let's speak about travel, lets them virtually immerse into their dream vacation. It still is the value. It's
definitely.
the way you present it. You have to talk about it. You have to present it that way, because people oftentimes don't connect the dots. But if you do connect it in your videos, if you present it that way, that this is your value, this is your core, then they are coming for it to get that value. And it is essential in any kind of, not just platform, but in any kind of business whatsoever.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's finding your voice within it, Marty. And we know you got your voice into it. And you've also had a ton of stuff going on in your life right now. I mean, you've been busy as hell and all that. You know, you do have an individual service, and now it's just like everybody else. And we're doing the same thing. You just see we revamped our website. Is all because of a way to more redefine or more intensely define what we do and stand out. And that's the goal of it. And you do as well. I mean, all you guys have it in you. And we're all finding our way. Just sometimes at different times and different circumstances. We kind of got into where we had to take the summer off last year, pretty much for the most part, because we had that house we got and it was too far away from here, and that kind of gave us a chance to get a jump on our channel and get it going. But there's a lot of luck involved into it as well. Once again, it's just having the right product there for when people are ready to grab it. You know, and Farmall, I like what he said: friends, Facebook, content, YouTube. I like that a lot, actually. That's very well said.
You see, value, again, going back to the, Marty, the information that they get from your videos is the value. You can be either entertaining value, it can be educational value, it can be a tangible value, it can be a service value. There are different kinds of ways value can be provided. It's not just one way. And that all is into YouTube as well. Like, you can see a lot of how-to tutorials. You can see a lot of, comedy sketch videos. Like, there's different types of information, different types of entertainment. For each different viewers, there are different kinds. You're just gonna find the viewer, or look for the viewer in places where they are hanging around, and make the relevant content that they are looking for, the value that they're looking for in your channel. And that goes back to your first point where you were saying about people in the chat were saying, well, I'm just making stuff that I like. But you have to find a balance between what you like and what your viewer is looking for. And when you find that balance is when you're growing, because you can't just make only what you like. And you can't just make only what viewers are looking for, because then you just burn out. But the balance between of those two is super necessary. You gotta listen to your viewers and see what they are actually asking,
Pixel Pia wrote here, that is why it's important to write a value statement for your channel, even if just for yourself.
Yep.
And I want to take it one step further. That's why I go on and on and on and on about the about section. Because it forces people, if people really take the advice and really work in their about section, this is your business plan. This should define you in a short version of all the goals of your channel. You have them listed right there. And if your channel, then you can go over and look at the rest of it. And if it's matching what's said there, you understand what you're doing, you have clarity. And if you have clarity, your message is going to be so much clearer in your videos, in your live streams, whatever you do. People are going to feel that, and that therefore ups the value of your content. Gets lost a lot in here. And that's why sometimes people will say to me, I don't know, they got a certain amount of numbers, whatever the case. It can happen with big or small. They'll be like, yeah, I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go do it tonight. I'm going to do my banner. I'm going to do my thumb. No, don't do it tonight. I appreciate your gumption. Instead, head over your about section and spend 3 days onto it. rewriting it. Don't write it there always on a notepad. Don't mess with the algorithm until you're ready for it. Write it out. Get friends to look at it. Make sure you understand it inside out. Make sure it is the truest representation of what you do. Now, yes, ours is a little bit blown up, but you still see everything is in there. We just wrote a bit different because we have a scheduled show that's on so much that does different things. That was our way of putting it in. But nonetheless, that's your business plan. And anybody who's ever gone for a business, every banker and every government agency you're going to deal with is going to want a business plan because they want to know what you want to do. This should tell them, they don't need to ask you tons of questions when it's done if it's done right. And a lot of times you won't get the loan if it's not done right, if they got to ask you questions. This should state in full fact what you're about because that shows they know where the money's going, but also, and almost more importantly, they can see that you know where it's going, what you have to do to have this, that you understand what you're talking about. And yes, some of the big ones don't use it, but it is a very, very important tool, if not only just for you there alone so you understand it. Because if you understand what you're doing, you're going to make a lot better product. You're going to understand your audience. You're going to understand your demographic. You're going to write to them. If your audience is 70 plus and enjoy lawn bowling, but yet you're a 17-year-old gamer, something's wrong. Something's not clicking. That's where you're going to go back and see where right there. That should be your roots for everything else. Because that will spread to your banner, to your avatar, because that's all your branding follows through, representing what you are based on that about section. So it is, you have to understand yourself. I understand when we first started here, we kind of wing it a little bit. You know, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that. I always compare it a lot of times to going to college. You know, you go in saying, I'm going to be in the sciences and I love the sciences. I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that. And then you come home for Thanksgiving. It's like, Ma, Dad, we got to talk for a second. I just found out that I'm in love with humanities and that's my calling now and that's all I want to do. It's okay to change. You're just getting into it. But you don't want to always be in that area. You got to at some point, same as in real life, you can't go to college for 30 years trying to find yourself. At some point, you got to sit down and commit to something and say, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm good at. This is where my strengths are. This is where I can be the most original at what I do. And I can stand out for from the crowd doing this. You got to find your identity. You got to find what works for you. Once again, Xenia and I, when I was talking a while ago, you know, about channels, nobody can copy us. It's not because we're something great. It's because we're us. We're a certain demographic, our age, our genders, our relationship, our different origins from different countries. I mean, all those things shape us who we are. And that's what you got to have with yours as well. It's got to start right from the get-go. You got to find out what makes you different from everybody else. Because remember, different is not a bad thing. Different is what makes us really stick out here from the rest. So find what your niche is. And 2019 was the year of niches. 2020 is the year to solidify them. A channel that Farm Fanatic I'm going to bring up for a second. There's lots of channels about tractors. There's lots. There's a ton of them. But there's not so many about farm alls. And that is a niche. Actually, he was ahead of the game because he found a niche before that was really the in thing to do on here, per se. So hats off to him that. And that is really important to have. It's a niche within a niche. What makes me stand out from all the tractor channels? And then Farmall later on is going to probably be looking for even more things that makes him stand out, whether it's more of his personal story or more what he does on the farm or the different ways he interacts with the tractor. You know, there's all different kinds of things he can do to even keep niching himself more and more. So he is the forefront of farm all tractors. So when you think of farm all tractors, and when more importantly the algorithm thinks of farm all tractors, they think of him. That's our goal on here. That's what every one of us should be doing, no matter what we do on here. The end goal is hopefully one day, if all the planets arise in that, but you got to have all your ducks in a row in case they do, so you're ready for it. Find out what makes you stand out and do it to the best of your ability. And you know what? If it doesn't work out in the end, you did to the best of your ability, there's still so much to be proud of, and that keeps away the bitterness as well. You know? That keeps away the bitterness, so... Incus World. You guys are talking. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you so much. That stands up in a good way because we're sharing information. And we're learning with you guys together. We're nowhere near a million or anything like that.
We're not gurus. There's nothing said about gurus on there.
No.
Actually, I just want to point out, sorry, hon, because you said that. If you look at the top right now, the newest added feature in our banner, YouTubers helping YouTubers. It's not a guru site. It's anything but. And we've been very careful never to even go down that hole because we don't wear that hat. It's not us.
And we learn from you guys the same. I hope you can guys learn from us. And as some of you guys noted in the chat here, we talk about lots of things that lots of people don't do. We do because I don't understand why there would be need for hiding that, because we all have different things we do on the channel. As Andrew was saying, none of you guys can be Andrew and Ksenia because of the story that we have, because of the way we are we and you are you. So even if somebody would try to copy it one for one, it still wouldn't be the same, right? So there's no point of not telling, or how that guitarist that you always told me that tried to play the guitar, turning away from the audience. What's the point? Because we are so different, but the technicalities, the way the YouTube work for everybody the same, and that's what we can all use the same way and apply it to our niches, our content. That's why oftentimes when we review channels, we do talk about playlists, about sections, descriptions, because all of those are the same things for all of the channels that YouTube uses to determine what your channel is about, that YouTube uses to rate you, that YouTube uses to suggest to you, that YouTube uses to put you up in a search in a first page, maybe on the first spot, maybe on the 10th spot, because it is AI, because it is a machine, that it depends on the numbers. So therefore it's in a way, it's so much easier to understand because it doesn't know why, it just knows the numbers. So all we have to do is try to understand those numbers. I know it sounds complicated, but it's much easier to understand the numbers than it is to understand a human being. That you gotta give me though.
Thanks, Farwell. Right back at you. No, but you may have made it a hell of a lot further than most. No minimization anymore. We are now 10%ers. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? It's
when Mike said that on the Creator Spotlight show,
right back at you, bud.
I was like, what? I didn't even realize that. But it doesn't feel like that because it never have meant to us that if you have 20K and we have 10K and somebody have 1K or 100, that in some way we're four different people. No. Yeah. There's so many crappy channels with a couple million and so many amazing channels with 100. It's YouTube who needs the numbers. It's not human beings, and we shouldn't. We really shouldn't, because it doesn't determine who we are as people.
Strive, and if you're going in the right direction, take moments to just pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a break now and then. Celebrate it. Take it, and it's not always on the numbers. A great video that come out, new look. We do that by times, and new things we come up with. A community post, like the community post the other night with the quiz. I was really happy about that. It wasn't a video. If you go by views, we were getting a lot more off of our video than that. But it was 200 something. I'm like, wow, people are really engaging on this, and I thought that is so cool. Got to take moments. I'm one of those crappy channels. My God, anything but, man. You got a voice to you.
Hard working and everything. I think at the end of it all, it's very important to understand where do you want to be? Why are you doing your YouTube? And what is your goal? Because we all have different goals. Some might be fine with just whatever. I'm just posting and let it go with the wind. But then don't complain that you're not growing.
There's my pet peeve right there. There's my pet peeve. They get into it and then, I don't care about the numbers. Then why the hell are you in network streams all the time? Why are you hosting network streams? You don't care about the numbers. Yeah. Own it. You don't care about the numbers, then don't care about them and just have fun with it. That's the kind of stuff that builds hatred in somebody. That's the kind of stuff that drives me crazy.
And if you don't care if anybody watches, then keep your videos private, because then definitely nobody will be seeing them. And I know somebody's going to hate me for that, but that's so super true. If you do understand and really honestly tell yourself, you don't have to tell it to anybody else, but if you honestly tell yourself, why are you making your YouTube channel? Do you want to be famous? Do you want to grow? Are you just having fun? Is it just your hobby? Honestly, but you have to be honest.
Yep, because you're only lying to yourself in the end, and that builds out nothing but frustration of oneself. You know, that's the thing about it. I see it. I mean, it's just, honestly, you want my truth here. This is not some la dream in my head. Plain and simple, the more happier people are on, the less hateful YouTube is. So it's better for everybody. I am the first person to tell anybody who doesn't like what we do, please don't come back. Do yourself a favor. For the love of God, don't come and watch me. We get why people don't like it. We understand why there's people that don't like it. We're not like lost in some bubble. I get it. Because you can't be for everybody. Name the biggest TV shows of all time. They didn't cover every demographic and every person in North America tuned in on that night. It doesn't happen. People don't like the way we interact with this stuff. They find maybe we're too fast, too slow on things. They find that we're boring. They find that we're over the top. There's all kinds of reasons for it. We're good with that. You gotta be. You cannot be on here and be so light as a feather that any little feeling that somebody says is gonna knock you off course, because then you really should, honestly, for your mental sanity, you should not be on here. That's what I mean again about we entertain for a mass, and that doesn't mean 10 million people. That means all you folks tonight. I'm not sitting here changing my message every second minutes for Tokyo Drew and Farmal and Randy Paranormal and Journey with David
Panic
Jacko,
D Paranormal.
Panic D Paranormal, and so on and so forth. You can't have a show like that. My God almighty, my head would pop about 30 seconds into it. You got to be fine with that. It's okay. The greatest, most liberating day of your life is when you start YouTube, and after a while you come to that moment of realization, some people don't like me. Because then you know you're on track, because it's not driving you crazy. We're all the same. Everybody's got a memory of their first dislike and how much it just kind of tore through their heart. That's understandable. It's your art. You put your passion into it. How can somebody dislike me? But that's something you learn along the way, is it's okay. The world isn't going to crumble. We're notorious for banning. We almost have as many people banned as we have given wrenches to in here. And our channel hasn't collapsed because of it. You know what? And I hope by doing that, they just went off and found somebody else and said, you know what? Pusa Studios are a bunch of Jesus assholes. I can't stand them. I never want to see them again. And I'm good with that. I am so good with that. And I hope and pray for their sake they've gone on and found someplace that makes them spectacularly happy. Because if they are, YouTube is a better place for it than sitting around letting something fester inside them over and over and over and over and over again. It's nothing but pointless garbage. There's too many channels to worry about. Our whole thing that we know, if you think of everybody that knows everybody in here, we're just this tiny universe in multi-universes. We have universes like this all through YouTube that don't know the other ones exist.
Oh,
don't have a clue.
My God. Yes.
Xenia and I started using this. I found this meta browser for searching for channels. That's exactly what we did a couple months ago. Started going way out, looking for channels based on size, activity, and interest, and started getting them in. Why sit and hash and fight over everything? It's not. It's so pointless. It's like you're sitting there fighting over a bone in a meat warehouse. I mean, it's a waste of time. Brings out the worst in people. Be okay with people not liking you. You start chasing after people, your channel's done. Done. If you're there, you know they're not feeling well, and they're gone for a bit. It's okay to message and say, listen, are you okay? I just wanted to check in. I haven't seen you. Okay. But don't, I noticed you're not in my chat lately. Did I say something wrong? Do you want me to say it? What's going to happen from then on? Well, yeah, you said the color blue, and I hate the color blue, so don't talk about blue. Well, then Bob says, hey, I'm not coming anymore because you don't talk about blue anymore. I love blue. I love
blue. Look, I'm dressed in blue.
I knew when I picked the color.
Yeah, I'm fading
after.
into the background, like I mentioned at the beginning.
Yes, and I'm glad you mentioned it again. But you got to stand behind your message. You got to believe in what you do. And not everybody's going to like it. But that's okay. The world will not crumble. I haven't seen yet where we've left some mess and has taken down our channel. Honestly, say the worst case, what could happen? 10 people turn against you and don't watch you anymore? Well, guess what? In a day, you can find 20 that have the possibility of liking what you do. So don't sweat it. Enjoy what you do. Stand behind what you do. Be proud of what you do. And do it to the best of your abilities. And then you've done everything you can. And even if it doesn't work out the way you want it, you don't hit up the numbers you want, at least you can be proud. I've said it before and I said it again. Everything on the internet will be here forever in some shape or form. YouTube will be long gone, but my grandkids will maybe see me, my great-grandkids, my children as they get older. I just don't want them to be embarrassed and say that they couldn't stand what they seen. And I do take to heart. I do that as a sobering reminder to remind myself of how I want to be seen on this platform. That's what keeps me from going too far to the left or the right off of the path we're on to. Because if it gets to that point, I want to leave. Because I would never want them to be embarrassed about what I've done. I'm not saying they're going to wear it all with pride. They might be like, oh, Dad, oh my God, or oh, Grandpa. But not to the point that they're humiliated by me. So you have to think about that. You really do, guys. It's here forever. Future employers, family members, all that stuff. So take that in heart. There's a lot of great things you can do in here without selling your soul to the devil, folks.
Well, we have Infused Topics here who's looking for collabs about mental health. So if you're looking to do a collab about mental health, Infused Topics joining us, and you can definitely get in touch with them.
I didn't do it this time, Sean. I can do it, though. It's been a while. Hey, grandkids, how are you? There you go.
We also need to sing a birthday song to Jenny O'Brien.
Oh, Jenny's birthday.
It's her birthday.
Well, my golly, let's get on that one. Guys, hit the like button if you haven't already, please. It really does help out immensely more than you'll ever know. Yeah, we're going to rock the world for a sec, guys, right before we do that for Jenny. Guys, just take a minute and look up, guys and gals, all of you, if you can help me out, take a look up, look way up, and see if that thumb is gray. Let's do it, guys. Oh, my God almighty. You're up late in the north, 3 a.m. That is late. I hope you're not sleepwalking.
Yeah.
Hang in there. Hope all is well. All right, guys, just look up and see if that thumb is gray. Let's turn it blue together in the count of 3. You guys ready for this? It helps out immensely, folks. I forget all the time. So you guys ready for this? 1, 2, 3. Hit it. Hit it, folks. Hit it. Hit it. Let's see. Oh, there we go. A little shake. A little shake. Look up, guys. If it's gray, turn it blue. It makes a gigantic difference. There you go, especially when we got another limited monetization. Thank you so much. That gets the word out. You guys are absolutely awesome. There you go. Now we're getting a kick. Now we're getting a kick. There you go, guys. If you haven't hit it, do it. If it's gray, turn it blue. Thank you so very much. And oh my God, Metro Drones. I don't know where to hide. Okay, go ahead.
Super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat. Thank you so much. Number 1 fan is Metro Drones today. Thank you so much for that super sticker, super chat. Thank you.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It turned blue. That is awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you, Metro Drones. You're too good to us. Thank you so much. Can somebody run Metro Drones link for a minute, please, guys? Get them out there. Thank you so very much, Metro Drones, for the support. It's greatly appreciated. All right, and Jenny O'Brien is next up on the list. I turned on the music just to turn right back off. I forgot. All right, folks, let's sing a big happy birthday to Jenny O'Brien. Ready?
Yes.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jenny O'Brien. Jenny. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Jenny.
Happy
All the
birthday,
best.
Jenny.
Hope you have a fantastic day. And it was nice to have you here on your birthday. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for all the support you showed. It is really, really appreciated. All right, folks. Well, I think we've just about covered everything tonight.
Just about everything. I just wanted to remind everybody that we are going to be in a very exclusive and rare interview chat on the Old Car Guy and Six Fan show on Thursday. Right. Yeah, so I wanted to let you know we're going to be on the interview chat on the Car Guy and Six Fan show.
There you go. We got it. We're back. We're back. There we are, folks.
Yeah, so this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, I will definitely be
jump right to the topics at hand. Thank you so much to every one of you guys. Just be good to each other, guys. It's really easy to do. It's not a big stretch. Just find the things on YouTube that you enjoy and stick with them, and you already have the battle won right there. Take care for now. We'll see you tomorrow. Tech Talk Tuesday, folks. Be well. Take care.
Lippy time. Chicky is not mine.
Oh, jeez. I didn't agree to that. Didn't agree to that at all. I'm freaking laugh.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you later. Thanks a lot for the reminder. I do appreciate it.